basics of public key and private key, cryptography, digital signatures and certificates, firewalls. So these are the subtopics we are going to discuss here today. First, network security. So what is network security? Actually, in network, we have to provide some security. The goal of network security is to keep the network running and safe for all the legitimate users. Actually, it is a set of rules and configurations designed to protect the integrity, confidentiality, and accessibility of a computer networks and data using both the side, either in the hardware or software technologies. So how the network security is used in business or in organizations. So actually in small business, network security is the combination of hardware, software, policies and practices used to protect the company's network from unauthorized access. So we have to prevent the data loss, prevent phishing, spam, and protect against the ransomware. So now the previous years and present years, how the informations are secured. So actually the previous years, how the informations are secured, that is traditional information security. So keep the cabinets locked, put them in a secure room, human guards, electronic surveillance systems. So and generally the physical and administrative mechanisms. So these are the mechanisms are used previously to protect the informations. So nowadays in a modern world, we are storing all the data in the computers. So all the computers are interconnected. So we can save the data in different in cloud. So nowadays blockchain is also is there. So it provides more security. So security mechanism. So a mechanism that is designed to detect, prevent or recover from a security attack. So different types of security mechanisms are there. So one is authentication, other one is cryptography, and next digital signatures and certificates, firewall. So these are the security mechanisms we are using nowadays. First, we'll discuss about authentication. So authentication is a process of recognizing a user's identity. So that is authentication means it is important because it enables organizations to keep their networks secure by permitting only authenticated users to access its protected resources, which may include your computer system, networks, databases, websites, and other network-based applications or any type of services. So it is a process of verifying the identity of a person or a device. So for example, that is entering a username and password when you are logging into a website. So in the website or email ID, in email ID also first you have to give your login name and password. Okay, that is username and password combination is a common way to authenticate your identity. So many other types of authentications also is there. So another type of authentication methods that is passwords. So one of the most used most used passwords. Okay, most used method is passwords. It is a simple method, passwords. Next, two-factor authentication. So two-factor authentication means okay, server side and that is a user side. The both the side the authentication may be verified. So next captcha test. Okay, some of the applications forms and the websites you can see that. So captcha test before entering the data. So that is after the login ID. So it gives some captcha test. So we have to enter the things. And biometric authentication. So authentication and machine learning, public keys and private keys which are used in the cryptography. So all these are the methods used as a authentication. So in the website or any mobile devices, email, anywhere, okay, whenever you are first you have to enter the username and password. That is you can see here login ID. So that is login ID. You can see here username, password you have to enter here. So when you are entering the details, so it will be verified. Okay, in the authentication code, it generate an authentication code in the user and it is sent to the your user mobile device. Okay, Then after entering the code, the user enter the authentication code to log into the application. So the username and password is your authentication. So that will be verified by the system. Okay, when you are entering the email ID or password, so it will be verified in the system. Okay, server, it will verify that. Once if it is verified, okay, if it is okay, then it will allow to enter into the system. If it is wrong, it won't allow you to enter into the system. So that's all about authentication. So the next topic is cryptography. So it is one of the main topic. So it is a study of secure communication techniques that allow only the sender and to the receiver. Okay, so it communicate the message from the sender to receiver. So the data is encrypted by a secret key. Okay, and then both the encoded message and a secret key are sent to the receiver in the form of decryption. Actually, in this cryptography, so these are the terminologies mainly used. One is plain text, another one is ciphertext, another one is key. Okay, and apart from that, encryption algorithm, decryption algorithm, cryptanalysis, these are also the terminologies which are used in the cryptography. So in cryptography, there is plain text. Plain text means, so the message which you are going to send from the sender to receiver. Okay, if it may be any type of message, it may be SMS or email or document or a image or audio, video, whatever it may be, some text message. Okay, some message. Okay, so the message. Next is ciphertext. So actually ciphertext means you can see that that is the message which you are entered into the message and key. Okay, one key will be there, that will be generated. The key code both will be combined together and entering into the algorithm, that is a cryptographic algorithm. Then it will produce one text. Okay, that is called a ciphertext. That means the plain text and key combined together and given as an input to the symmetric algorithms. Okay, that produces a message. Okay, that is called as a ciphertext. Then key, actually key is the number. Okay, it may be any value, that is it may be a number or it may be a symbol, alphabets, alphanumeric characters, whatever it may be. So it is a sequence of symbols or numeric value. Okay, so we can use as a key. Then encryption, decryption algorithms. Okay, the crypto system involves some set of rules for how to encrypt the plain text and how to decrypt the ciphertext. Okay, that is the algorithm. Some set of rules are defined in this algorithm. Okay, how to encrypt the data, how to decrypt the data. So what do you mean by encryption and what do you mean by decryption? So encryption means actually, so encryption. So what do you mean by encryption? That is, so the key. So I told about that the key means that is unknown. That is some any numeric value or any symbol or any characters. Okay. Now in this encryption means, so the sender send the message to the receiver, right? So when the sender and receiver both should know the key. So both should know the key value. Okay, the key value may be any value, anything. Okay, it may be a number or alphabets or symbols, anything. So by using the key, he has to, that is the sender has to convert whenever he is going to transmit the data, he has to that is convert it into the unknown language format. Okay, unknown format by using the key. So key is here the key is called as a code value, secret key value. So by using that key, it has to convert into the unknown format. That is called encryption. Okay, but the key is known by the sender. Sender is sending the data by using the key. He is changing the value into the unknown format. Now other side of receiver receives the data. That is, receives the encrypted data. So he has to receive the original message by decrypting the message. So that is at the receiver side, he will receive the message in the encrypted form. So how he will receive the message means he has to decrypt the message. So by knowing the value, key value, so the receiver and the sender both know the key value. Others doesn't know about the key value. So it will be secretly maintained, right? So that secret key value, by using the key value, the receiver has to receive the message. That is called decryption. So encryption, decryption algorithm. For that, some of the algorithms are used. Next, crypt analysis. Crypt analysis is an attempt to break the ciphertext. Okay, that is ciphertext is actually plain text and the key combined together. It will produce one output. That message is called as some unknown format message. Okay, that is called as a ciphertext. Some hackers may try to hack that ciphertext. Okay, that is called as a crypt analysis. It's an attempt to break the ciphertext. So encryption, decryption. So encryption or decryption algorithms. Okay. So that is classified into two types. So one is symmetric algorithm and another one is asymmetric algorithm. Okay. So first one is symmetric algorithm. So symmetric algorithm means the same key is used for encryption and decryption. Okay, so that is, so both, that is the sender, and I told about that what is encryption and what is decryption, right? Now they assume that the sender and receiver both are going to send the message. The sender is sending the message, receiver is going to receive the message, but both should know the key value. So the symmetric encryption algorithm means, so both the sender and receiver both has to use the same key. So that is that is called the symmetric algorithm. Okay, same key is used for encryption and decryption. The same key is used by the sender to send the message, to encrypt the value, encrypt the message and send the message. And the decryption, that is at the receiver side, the same key is used to receive, that is decrypt the end message, okay, by using the same key. So key distribution. So the key will be distributed to sender and receiver. So others doesn't know about the key. So it will be maintained secretly. Next, asymmetric algorithm. So asymmetric algorithm means, so key pairs for encryption and decryption. That is, two keys are used. One is public key, another one is private key. So public key, private key. So both the keys are used for encryption and decryption. So that is sender and receiver both has to use the key message. Public keys are private keys for used to send the message for encryption and decryption. So in this diagram, you can see that symmetric algorithm. Actually, it is also called as a secret key cryptography. Secret key cryptography. So single key used for both encrypt and decrypt. Single key used for both encrypt and decrypt. So in symmetric algorithm, the previous slide we have discussed that. So the same key is used for both encryption and decryption. So here you can see that. So the plain text, that is encryption. Plain text is given to in the plain text and the key. So both will be given as an input to the encryption algorithm. Okay. So then key and plain text given to the given as an input to the encryption algorithm. Then this algorithm produce the ciphertext. So that means some unknown format language, that is called a ciphertext. So both combined together, key and plain text combined together and produce the output is called as a ciphertext. Okay, now this ciphertext will be reached at the receiver side. At the receiver side, so receiver has to decrypt the message. That is, the ciphertext will be received by the receiver. Now the receiver has to receive the same key because sender and receiver both are using the same key. So the same key is used to, same key and ciphertext both are given as a input, that is a decryption, okay, algorithm. Okay, so both are combined together and it will be decrypted and it will get the original plain text message. Okay, the plain text which sent by the sender, that message will be received by the receiver by using the same key. Okay, decryption means that is unknown language format. Ciphertext is called as unknown language format, right? So that unknown language format will be converted into the original format. Okay, original plain text format. That is called as a decryption. So encryption means, that is encryption means that is a plain text and key both combined together and encrypted and it produces the output unknown language format. Some unknown language format, but decryption means that unknown language format will be converted into the original plain text format. Okay, so here in this diagram you can see that symmetric key cryptography. So symmetric key algorithm. So for example, so in this diagram you can see that clearly. You can see the and understand this diagram. Sender sending the message. Sender is sending the message. Okay. And sending the message with secret key. So I told you that secret keys, and that is secret key. Symmetric key means, so that is the both sender and receiver both are using the same key. So sender sending the message with the key, secret key. Okay, so that is called as a lock. That is called as a secret key. Okay, so both combined together. Okay, then it will be encrypted. Message and key both, okay, combined together, and that is encrypted, and it produces the ciphertext. That it will be converted into the unknown language format, that is ciphertext. Now this ciphertext will be reached to the receiver side. At the receiver side, so that is ciphertext will be decrypted by using the same key. Decrypted by using the same key. Now he is locking this, right? In this diagram you can see that he is locking by using the key. Sender, when the sender send the message, he is locking the message. Okay, because when it transmits through this communication medium, it transmits the message. That is, intruders or hackers should not hack the message. Should not hack the message. So for that purpose, he is locking the message and sending it. Now at the side of receiver. So in the receiver side, now receiver has to receive the message, right? He has to accept the message. So he is unlocking the message by using decryption. He is unlocking the message by using, that is the same key is used to unlock the message, decryption. So the ciphertext is decrypted by using the same key. Now he is opening the lock. So at the sender side, he is locking. Now he is unlocking that message, and he now at the finally the receiver will receive the original message. Okay, so this is the working principle of symmetric key algorithm. Now, asymmetric algorithm. So, asymmetric algorithm. So, private keys are used for decrypting and public keys are used for encrypting. So, there is plain text is encrypted by using the public key. Okay, so that is at the sender side. Plain text, sender is sending the message, that is plain text. That is in that symmetric algorithm, we have seen that it is encrypted by using the key, right? But in asymmetric algorithm, two keys are used. So in symmetric algorithm, only one key is used, but in asymmetric, that is called private key only. But in asymmetric algorithm, two types of keys are used. One is private key and another one is public key. Now plain text is encrypted by using public key. Public key is actually used to encrypt the data. Now, after encrypting the data, it will produce the ciphertext, that is unknown format language. Okay. So now other ciphertext will be communicated, okay, transmitted through the medium to and reach to the receiver side. Now at the receiver side, so receiver has to receive the message. How to receive the, he has to decrypt, because he is getting the message as a ciphertext form. So he has to decrypt the message, private key. For that, private key is used. Okay, at the receiver side, he is decrypting the message by using the private key. Ciphertext is ciphertext and private key. Okay, both combined together, and he will decrypt the message by this private key, and the receiver will get the original message. Original plain text message will be received by the receiver. Okay, so in asymmetric algorithm, that is two keys are used, public keys and private keys. So the same in detailed diagram, that is so here also you can see that, so only the difference. So sender is sending the text, sending the message, that is the clear text, that is a plain text message with encryption key, that is public key. Okay, this public key, so he is locking the lock, that is locking that message with the public key, and now the sender that is it will produce the ciphertext. But note down the point, that is in symmetric algorithm, public only key is used. That is private key is used by both, the same key is used by both the sender and receiver. But in asymmetric algorithm, you can see that public key, private key. So two different types of keys are used. So public key is used to encrypt the data. So the plain text and the key value both combined together, and it produces the encrypt the message, and it produces ciphertext. That is called as an unknown format language. Okay, ciphertext. Now the ciphertext will be transmitted through the medium, and at last it reaches to the receiver. So at the receiver side, the receiver has to decrypt the message by using private key. So by using private key. So private key decryption. So decryption, that is the receiver is using the private key. After decrypting the message, the ciphertext is decrypted by using the private key. He will get the original message, plain text message. So that is called asymmetric key cryptography. The main two differences is symmetric, that is same key is used, private key is used, but in asymmetric key cryptography, two keys are used, public and private key. So public key is used for that is encrypting the data. Private key is used for decrypting the data. Okay, public key cryptography, actually it is a public key cryptography means it is an encryption technique that uses a paired public and private key algorithm for secure data communication. Here we are discussing about the network security. For security purpose only, we are using this public key cryptography. So for secure data communication, so a message sender uses a receiver's public key to encrypt a message. So decrypt the sender's message, only the receiver's private key may be used. That only we have discussed in the previous diagram. So actually what is public key means, actually that is the key. It is used to encrypt and decrypt are different. The keys used to encrypt and decrypt are different. Anyone who wants to be a receiver need to publish an encryption key, which is known as the public key. So what do you mean by public key? It's a definition of public key and private key. Actually public key means anyone who wants to be a receiver needs to publish an encryption key, which is known as the public key. And a private key. So what do you mean by private key? So definition of private key is anyone who wants to be a receiver needs a unique decryption key, which is known as the private key. Okay, so it should not be possible to deduce the plain text from the knowledge of a ciphertext and the public key. So some guarantee needs to be offered of the authenticity of a public key. So what's the main difference? That is public key means, the definition of public key is anyone who want to be a receiver needs to publish an encryption key, which is known as the public key. Private key means anyone who want to be a receiver needs a unique decryption key, so which is known as the private key. So that's the difference between public key and private key. Actually, what are the important properties of public key encryption scheme? So different keys are used for encryption and decryption. So this is a property which set this scheme different than symmetric encryption scheme. Each receiver possesses a unique decryption key, generally referred to as is private key. That is, each receiver possesses the unique decryption key, that is called as a private key. So receiver needs to publish an encryption key referred to as his public key. So that is public key means, that is, a receiver needs to publish an encryption key referred to as a public key, that is called as a public key. So it is also the same diagram, so which we have discussed in the previous slide. That is, sender is sending the plain text message by using the public key. That is, a receiver's public key is used for encrypt the message. Okay, so different keys are used to encrypt and different keys are used for encrypt and decrypt the message. That is, the receiver's public key is used to encrypt the data. Okay, now that is it produces ciphertext at the side of receiver side. Receiver's private key is used to decrypt the message. Okay, so public key cryptography is called as an asymmetric cryptography. Okay, so another name of asymmetric cryptography is called as a public key cryptography. That is symmetric asymmetric cryptography. So asymmetric cryptography means another name of asymmetric is public key cryptography. Okay, the thing is that is the receiver's public key is used to encrypt the data. Okay, in this diagram you can see that example, that is Ali and Bob. So two persons are there. So Ali is actually everybody knows Bob's public key. That is public key means definitely all the users know the key. Private key means only the corresponding person only know the key, right? So here Alice is having the public key means everybody knows the Bob's public key. So that is only Bob knows the corresponding private key, because Bob only has the private key, but Alice has the public key. So public key means all the users knows the key, but Bob, it is a private key, so only Bob knows the private key. So the goals are, that is Alice want to send a message that only Bob can read, but Bob want to send a message that only Bob could have written. So just is an example only. So in this public key crypto system, you can see that that is 6 phases are there. Plain text. So plain text will be given to the encryption algorithm, that is the readable message or data that is fed into the algorithm, that is encryption algorithms. Okay, plain text message is given to the encryption algorithm. Then the algorithm, okay, that it performs various transformations on the plain text, that is some performance. Okay, some functions will be activated on the plain text. Okay, yeah, that is public key. Okay, with this, that is plain text and public key, both will be given as an input to the encryption algorithm. We have seen in the diagram. So used for encryption or decryption. Public key is mainly used for either encryption or decryption. So private key, okay, private key, public key or private key. So both the keys we are using. So private key is also used for encryption or decryption. Next is ciphertext. So the ciphertext means that is a scrambled message produced as an output. That means unknown format language. Okay, that will be produced as an output. So decryption algorithm. So accepts the ciphertext and the matching key and the produce the original plain text. So the plain text, public key or private key, both will be given as an input to the encryption algorithm. So then it will produce the output, that is called as an ciphertext. So after the ciphertext, by using the again the public private key, will decrypt the message, that is called as an original message. So same diagram only. So just you can see in this diagram how that is the user can encrypt, that is encryption with the public key and encryption with the private key. So you can see in this diagram. So plain text with public key, plain text with public key. So many key, the users are using the public key. Okay, encrypted. Okay, and both are, that is plain text message and public, that is keys, both are enter into the encryption system algorithm. Then it produces ciphertext. Okay, then the encryption algorithm again, that is by using the private key, his receiver is getting the original message, plain text message. So here instead of public key, here we are using the private key for encryption. So once that is the ciphertext text is transmitted, and here in this decryption algorithm, that is here we are using private key to decrypt the message. In this algorithm, here we are using public key to decrypt the message. So applications for public key crypto systems. So applications means applications of public key crypto systems are classified into 3 categories. One is encryption, decryption. Another one is digital signature. Another one is key exchange. So encryption or decryption. So the sender encrypt a message with the receiver's public key. So digital signature, that is sender sign a message with its private key. So key exchange, that is key exchange means two sides, that is sender side and receiver side. Both the side cooperate to exchange a session key. Both the side sender side and receiver side, both the side has to cooperate to exchange the session key. So these are the main applications of public key crypto. Next, digital signature. So digital signature means it is a mathematical technique. It is used to validate the authenticity and integrity of a message. It is a message, a software or a digital document. So digital signature means, so one of the useful method, it is a mathematical technique. It is used to validate the authenticity and integrity of a message. Okay, integrity of a message, software or digital, any digital document. Okay, so that is whenever the user is sender is sending the message, here we have to verify that whether the sender is the authenticated person. How we have to verify? By using his signatures, by using verifying his digital signatures. Okay, digital identity. Okay, digital signature is the it is used to validate the authenticity of the message. So importance of digital signatures. So message authentication, data integrity, non-repudiation. So actually digital signature, when an author signs a document and it cannot be changed. When an author signs a document but actually it cannot be changed. When you send a document electronically, you can also sign it. You can see in this diagram that is a digital signature. Digitally signed document. See, there's in this example, you can see that actually that the same diagram about in the public key cryptography. So it is also similar to that. So including that in the same we have included the digital sign. Alice actually has a public key, Bob has the private key. So that is everybody knows that Bob's public key means everyone knows that, only Bob knows only the corresponding private key. Actually here that is Bob is sending the message, that is sends a digitally signed message. Actually he is sending a message along with the digital sign. Okay, to compute the signature, it must know the private key. Okay, when that is whenever it has to compute the signature, it must know the private key. To verify a signature, only the public key is needed. Okay, so compute the signature must know the private key, but to verify the signature, only the public key is needed. Verify, for verifying the signature, only public key is needed. Next, digital certificate. So digital certificate actually it is issued by a trusted third party. So which proves a sender's identity to the receiver and the receiver's identity to the sender. So digital certificate is issued by the trusted third party. Actually for one third party will be there, that is called some certificate authority. So issued by the some certificate authority. So this that is a trusted person, third party. So which proves the sender's identity to the receiver and the receiver's identity to the sender. That means, so receiver's sender's identity, he is a sender, he is a so and so the bomber, that is a he is a sender, he has only sent the message, he sent the message to the receiver. So he has to that is give some proof, okay, some digital certificate, some proof. So that is sender's identity to the receiver. He has to prove that sender's identity to the receiver, sender's identity to the receiver, and receiver's identity to the sender. So that is called a digital certificate. Again, digital certificate mainly issued by the third party, which proves sender's identity to the receiver and receiver's identity to the sender. Actually, it is a certificate. Digital certificate is a certificate issued by the third party, means that is certificate authority. Okay, some group is there that is called as a certificate authority to verify the identity of the certificate holder. Okay, verify the identity of the certificate holder, whether it is, that is the sender is sending the suppose sender is sending the message, along with the message he is sending his certificate also, but how we has to verify that? So okay, for verify the identity of a certificate, by using this certificate we can verify that. So that certificate will be provided by the certification authority. See, in this digital certificate contains some what are the informations contains in the digital certificate. Okay, in this digital certificate actually contain name of the certificate holder. Okay, so it is similar to our certificate. Okay, normally that is our education certificate. How it will be there, like that only it will be there. Okay, that is name of the certificate holder and the serial number. Each and every certificate, everyone knows that there's some serial certificate number will be there in the education certificate. If you have the, if you have that degree certificate or some certificate, means in that certificate you have the serial number. So like that here also we have the serial number, name of the certificate holder, next serial number which is used to uniquely identify the certificate. So the individual or the entity identified by the certificate. Next, expiration date. So that that date also will be mentioned. Okay, so that is which up to which date it will be activated. That date also will be mentioned there. And a copy of the certificates holders public key. Copy of the certificate holders, that is the name of the certificate holders whose public key, that is it is used for decrypting the messages and digital signatures. So digital, next, digital signature of the certificate issuing authority. So who has issued the certificate? Okay, authority. So that is digital signature of the certificate issuing authority. Next, digital certificate is also sent with a digital signature and the message. So digital certificate is also sent with the digital signature and the message. So these are the informations available in the digital certificate. So the name of the certificate holder, certificate serial number, expiration date, copy of certificate holder's public key, and digital signature of the certificate issuing authority. Who is issuing the authority? Issuing authority. So all the informations are it contains, the digital certificate contains all these informations. So actually digital certificate means it is a digital identity that establishes your credentials when doing business or other transactions on the web. So it is issued by certifying authority. So contains your name, serial number, expiration date, public key, signature of certificate. CA means certification authority. So certifying authority means that is a third party. One of the third party is trusted third party. That is important. So an organization which issues a public key certificates assures the identity of the parties to whom it issues certificates. So maintains online access to the public key certificates issued. So next, difference between digital signatures and paper signatures. Okay. So before digital signature, before we are using digital signatures, we were using paper signatures only, right? But what are the difference between the paper signatures and digital signatures? So you can see that. So authenticity parameters. So authenticity, in the paper we do any forgery. Okay, but in digital signatures it cannot be copied, right? But in paper we can do the forgery. Integrity. So integrity, so that is signature in paper signature independent of the document, signature independent of the document. But in digital signatures, that is signatures depends on the contents of the document. So non-repudiation, that is in paper handwriting expert needed. Okay, non-repudiation means handwriting expert needed. It may be in error prone. But in digital signatures, any computer user can be used and error free. So public key infrastructure. Okay, actually in certification, digital certificates, we are using one of the infrastructure that is called public key infrastructure. It provides assurance of the public key. It provides the identification of the public keys and their distribution. So, and PKI comprises of the following components, that is public keys. PKI means public key infrastructure. So it is one of the important thing. It contains the information components. What are the components contains about in the public key infrastructure? So public key certificate commonly referred to as a digital certificate. So public key certificate only it is called as a digital certificate. Next, private key tokens, certification authority, registration authority, certificate management system. So all are the components of PKI, public key infrastructure. So these are the functions, key functions of certification authority. So generating key pass, issuing the digital certificates, okay, issuing the digital certificates, okay, publishing certificates, verifying the certificate whether it is correct or not. That is whenever the receiver is receiving that, so you have to verify that whether it is correct, correct or not. We have to ensure that is it correct or not. And revocation, okay, revocation of certificates. Sometimes we need the revocation of certificates in that time, so it will be useful. So revocation of certificates, all are the functions of certification authority, okay. So these are the things, okay, verifying, revocation, publishing, issuing, all the things are done by the certification authority, that is a trusted third party only. These are the differences between digital signatures and digital certificates, okay. You can see the difference. That is, in digital signature means it is like a fingerprint, digital signature, okay, or an attachment to a digital document, okay. Whenever you are writing a document, just you can attach your sign, attach your digital sign, okay. So you just put your sign and scan it and attach it in the document. So that is called as a digital signature, right? Easily you can do that to a digital document. That ensures it's your authenticity, okay, authenticity and integrity, okay. So that means whenever you are sending a digital data, okay, data through, that is through the, from you are assume that you are a sender, you are sending a document to the receiver. So whenever you sending a document, attach, that is you have to attach your sign digitally, okay, and you can send it. That is your authenticity, okay. That is called as digital signature. But the digital certificate, it is a file, okay. Digital certificate means actually it is a file that ensures the holder's identity and provides security, okay. It is a file, okay. So if you have a proof for education, you have completed some degree means, so you have a proof as a file, the certificate, right? So that is your evidence, that is your proof. Like that, your digital certificate is a file that ensures holder's identity and provides security. Next steps. So actually hashed in digital signature, hashed values of original messages is encrypted with sender secret key to generate the digital signature. So hashed values, some values are of original messages encrypted with the sender secret key to generate the digital signature. But at the side of digital certificate, it is generated by certification authority, certifying authority. So that involves 4 steps. Key generation. First it has to generate the key, then it has to register the key, then finally it has to verify that, okay, verify the keys, and next verify that, and after verifying that only it create the certificate. So next is security services. Security services means authenticity of sender, integrity of the document, and non-repudiation. Okay, in digital signature, what are the security services are used means authenticity, integrity, authenticity of the sender, integrity of the document, and non-repudiation. But at the digital certificate side, it provides security and authenticity of certificate holder. Next, the standard which is used in digital signature is, it follows digital signature standard. At the side of receiver side, it follows X.509 standard format. In digital certificate, its use of a standard format is, it follows that X.509 standard format. Okay, these are the differences between digital signature and certificates, digital certificates. Next we will discuss about that's all about digital signature and digital certificate. So next topic, firewall. Okay, so this is the last topic, firewall. So firewall, it is also one of the major security system used in the computers. Okay, actually a network firewall is a system or a group of system used to control access between two networks. Okay, that is a trusted network and an untrusted network using pre-configured rules or filters. Actually, firewall means it is a device. It may be a hardware or it may be a software. It is one of the device that provides secure connectivity between networks. That provides the secure connection, secure connectivity between the networks. It may be the internal network or it may be an external network. So mainly the firewalls are used to implement and enforce the security policy for communication between the network. Okay, it is used to implement some security policy for communication between the networks. Actually, firewall means is actually to classified into two parts. One is the hardware firewall and another one is software firewall, or both combination together. Okay, combination of both the hardware or software that is used to prevent. The firewalls are mainly used to prevent unauthorized program or internet users from accessing the private network or a single computer. Okay, it is mainly used to prevent the unauthorized program or internet users from accessing a private network or a single computer. Actually, why we have to use the firewall? So it is a firewall is nowadays firewall we have to use it in the system. Okay, either it may be a network or in a system. Actually, it is used to protect confidential information from those who do not explicitly need to access it. So the firewalls are mainly used to protect the our confidential information from those who not explicitly need to access it. So to protect our network and its resources from malicious users and accidents that originate outside of our network. So that is two types of firewalls. The firewalls are actually classified in two types. One is hardware firewall and another one is software firewall. See, hardware firewall. Actually, hardware firewall means it is a physical device. Just it is a device only, physical device only. It can be installed between the modem and computer. So it can be incorporated into a broadband router being used to share the internet connections. So it protects an entire network. Okay, entire networks is protected by the hardware firewall. So it is a physical device. It can be installed between the modem and computer. It can be incorporated in the broadband router being used to share the internet connections. Actually, drawbacks of main drawback in hardware firewall is more expensive. It is harder to configure. Okay, so these are the examples: Cisco Pix, NetScreen, WASPcard, etc. All the examples of hardware firewall. Next, software firewall. So it is a software application. So it is installed onto the computer system that you wish to protect. So protects a single computer. Actually, it protects a single computer. It is usually the computer with modem attached it. It is less expensive compared to hardware firewall. Software firewall is less expensive only, and it is easy to configure. But in hardware firewall, harder to configure. You can see here, hardware firewall harder to configure, more expensive. But in software firewall, easy to configure and less expensive. So example, not on internet security, McAfee internet security. So some, these type of securities are called as a software firewall. Next, types of firewall technique. Okay, so these are the types of firewall technique. One is packet filter, and another one is application gateway, circuit level gateway, based and host. So these are the firewall techniques, okay, used in firewall. Okay, all about network security. So network security. So we have discussed about 4 topics. In what is first we have discussed about the network security, and the next we have discussed about authentication, basics of public key and private key, so cryptography, digital signatures and certificates, firewalls. Okay, thank you.